channel that's hitting the charts. 10,000 subs, it's just the start. From moonlit prayers to neon night bars, Glenn dives deep where the wild things are.
Have you ever even used one of these sex toys?
No.
They are getting better and better and better.
Like they have like a special like cleaning solution for it.
You wash it with normal soap, then it can deteriorate.
Yeah. So you don't want to like it to malfunction or short out on you and like you nut in her and like all of a sudden she starts screaming out, "Me too, me too, me too."
Right now, I was really wondering where's the closest Starbucks because I could use some coffee. And then titties. Starbucks and titties. Like, they should have a Starbucks titty shop. Like, just like the mermaid was topless originally, that's how these fucked up. Who owns Starbucks?
You know what chore play makes sex turn into? See, sex is supposed to be something you desire to do. Sex is supposed to be something that you want to just bang the fuck out of your wife, and your wife just wants to bang the fuck out of you. It's a desire. When you do chore play, you are taking something that's supposed to be a desire and you turn it into a transaction, okay? Now, let me ask you this. Like, if you had to have pay for sex, would you pay your wife for it? Or would you go get the supermodel? I'm just saying, if you're going to go get a prostitute, you might as well make sure she's fine as hell.
Why should a guy get with a girl that has been ran through high miles? That pussy has a lot of miles on that pussy. Guys don't treat porn stars any better. You're in the service industry. You're just serving up puss. They'll smash it. They'll go. They don't care about you as a person. You're just a cum dumpster.
Like, that's fucked up.
Where do you get that from? What are you trying to imply here, Huds?
Hey, I'm just saying, if you fly across the country to hang out with another girl and you film videos like that,
What?
There might be a little bit more to it.
There is nothing to it.
Zerka, what's up, man?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, I had to talk to you. You had words with my wife last night.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that, bro?
I mean, she started it.
She started it.
Yeah, she started. Ask her, bro. Rewind the podcast. She started attacking me because I guess she didn't like that I do a lot of blow with the Bible. But you do blow.
No, I do not.
What's a bigger beef than that?
The beef between us.
Beef between us.
We got to do a freestyle battle right now.
You want to battle me?
Yes, sir.
And you expect me to fatal to judge?
I would love for him to judge.
Yeah, be serious. You're trying to step to me. Dude, I put you 6 feet deep. No relief. I won't stop until my goal is reached. Who I be? I used to do it from the SIC. I got a clean soul, bitch, and just let me be. Yo, what is going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome. Tonight we are going to be walking into some serious territory. All right. AI ain't just suggesting your next Tinder date. It's studying your patterns. It's mimicking your emotions. And in some cases, it's replacing the need of human connection altogether. Now, this ain't no future issue. No, this shit is happening now. And I brought 2 guests along with me to help me dive into this. All right. First up, I got Miss Mary Knight. Now, she's been everything from a madam to a mentor. And now she's teaching men about relationship skills that they are not picking up. They're teaching them no longer to be the nice guy and how to use this nice guy as a weapon to your benefit. And then I got Alex. Now, you guys know who Alex is. Alex is the founder of Fire Tech Ops and the man, the myth, the legend behind the Playing with Fire channel. This dude has built an AI tool to help men stop simping and start strategizing. So tonight we're going to be unpacking what happens when AI understands men better than women do. And how should women respond when their emotional monopoly gets disrupted? So without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring up my 2 amazing guests. Here we go. Ms. Mary, Mr. Alex, how you doing, fellas and ladies?
Hey, y'all. Good to be here. Likewise.
So let's get into this. All right. AI is everywhere. AI is in everything, from ChatGPT to Gemini to, Gronk. AI is in everything now. And when it comes down to it, we're seeing AI in dating, the dating apps. Alex, you have created an app to help guys. Mary, you have helped guys when it comes to figuring out why they've been ghosted. And a lot of it seems to bridge upon this lack of understanding of communication. So I kind of wanted to dive into that with both of you from two different perspectives. Alex, you being the coach to help guys coaching through this, but Mary, also you being on the receiving end of receiving messages, as well as coaching. So, and I got Thor going to be popping in here as he is right now. Okay. And so they're going to be coming in here in just a moment. And we'll get into all that here in just a moment. But Mary, you said men are starving for real connection. What happens when AI becomes the perfect emotional mirror? Do women lose relevance or do we rise to the occasion?
Are you a woman, Glenn?
No, like we as a men, we rise to the occasion.
It's 2025, man. Whatever floats your boat. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, well, the thing about like
business 2025. All right, stay alive.
I personally love AI. I love technology, and I use it every day in my business. But I use it for inspiration, and because I know the difference between when AI spits out an answer to me. I know whether or not it's telling the truth. I know whether or not it's good quality because I'm an experienced person. I'm not asking it to do my thinking for me. I'm asking it to provide inspiration and sometimes clarity. And so I think there's a big difference when you actually know what you're talking about, you know what you want, and you know how to communicate with somebody versus you're using it to do all the heavy lifting for you and you become dependent on it. Because it's easy, like creating content, being a writer. If I just wanted to, spit out generic essays, I could do that using ChatGPT. But since I have my own voice already, because I'm an experienced writer and person and creator, I can use it to my advantage. And so that's the thing that I would fear for men is that they would be getting these generic responses. Because maybe they don't know how to prompt, they don't know how to ask. And then I think it makes people lazy. It's just a human tendency to get lazy.
Now, Alex, you built FireText to help men succeed in dating, right? What was the need were you seeing that made you see that this is a necessary tool for guys?
A lot of guys being really bad texting. I saw that in my Playing with Fire business. I saw that when I went to Reddit and people uploaded their conversations. There's guys being really horrible texters, guys coming to me and saying, hey, can you help me with texting? Also a lot of guys who basically wanted me to help them around the clock. Okay, now what do I say? Which is obviously not practical in scale. So yeah, that was the need, is just a lot of guys really just don't know how to text a girl. Surprisingly, a lot of these guys are actually okay with talking to girls in real life, but for some reason, when it comes to texting, their brain just shuts off. So that was the premise for creating FireText.
See, I always looked at texting as just for logistics only. Yo, I'll pick you up at 7, wear this, and then we're going here. It's just logistics, but it seems like texting has kind of been more of the main communication source rather than talking these days.
There's a generational component there. So for example, for older people, they do use texting like that. They're more likely to get on the phone versus for people in their 20s and early 30s, they do use text as a medium to get to know each other more often. So it depends on what generation you're in and also depends on personality.
So thank you, Alex, for calling me old. Appreciate it. So Mary, in your book, you talk about soul-connected intimacy. How do you define that? And can a machine ever come close to replicating that?
I would say AI chatbots of all kinds are getting pretty damn good. But what they're doing is it's not like they're not thinking. It's a mathematical equation. If you say this, like type this in, then it knows mathematically how to respond to you based on what you put in. Right. And so it's just like a man or a woman. So I think that I think there's some good uses for it. And like what Alex was saying, yeah, like it is a generational thing, because I'm with you, Glenn. Like back in the day when I was dating my husband, if he had just texted me, wanted to text me the whole time, I would have been like, what a wuss. Be a man, call me. That's what I would have thought. But yeah, Alex is absolutely right. Yeah, it is a generational thing. And when I talk to guys, yeah, that is a lot of it. It's like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think of, should I say this? Should I say that? And I'm just afraid they're going to be dependent on me, right? Because I don't have an app, and I want them to learn to think for themselves.
Gotta get back.
I can recommend them to you now.
Ooh, highly appreciated.
And
Yeah,
just
because
so
it is
everybody knows,
needed.
I downloaded the Fire Text. I have not used it yet because I'm illiterate to it. So I'm going to be talking with Alex later on and how to get this thing going. Because not just myself, I mentioned it to my boy True, who I work with in Vegas on the Green Room radio. And I mentioned it to him briefly, and I was going to show him how to use it, but I wanted to use it first. But for Alex, like now, what is the main misconception people have when it comes to AI dating tools like yours?
I guess a common one people think is like, oh, when I show up on the date and like I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna have those witty lines, I'm gonna get called out. We've had like, I don't know, something like 30,000, 40,000 installs. We've never once had a story where that happened. So that's a common misconception. Let me think what else. I would say that's the biggest one, definitely, is that people think that like girls are just there, like just fucking keeping like a detailed like tally of like the type of witticisms you're using. It's like, I noticed that you talk a little bit more in the third person over text than you do in real life. So therefore, I'm going to call you like, none of that stuff happens. It's all about vibes.
Look, Glenn feels the way Glenn feels. Okay. So don't be talking about how Glenn feels.
It's all about vibes. It's all about just girls want to just have a good time. They want to vibe. They want to meet someone cool. In fact, if you go on a date with a girl and then you have a really good date, and then most of the time, if you tell her, by the way, I didn't know how to text you, so I used this app called Fire Text. Most of the time, they're going to laugh about it if explained in the right context. Like most of the time, girls not going to be like, oh my God, how dare you? But obviously, if you tell her that, like before you meet up with her, she's going to think it's cringe.
Well, yeah, I would think so too. Like she would probably think like, wait a minute, this is not you talking to me. This is an app, right?
Yeah, the thing is that you probably like, I don't ever advise to use my app for every single text. You just want to use it when you're stuck on a text mainly.
Okay. Now, Mary, like what fears do you think women have that are not admitting like that they use AI themselves?
You mean, do I think women are using AI themselves to contact men?
Like,
Are they afraid of being found out?
Yeah, see, I've heard that like a lot of the pros are using AI when they're doing their bookings or whatever.
Yeah, the only information I have about that specifically is anecdotally. And I heard that on OnlyFans that it's actually goes against the user agreements to use bots to answer client questions or to speak with them in sexy ways. I heard they could use it to scrape, to do some administrative tasks and find out, but besides boring stuff that we probably don't want to talk about here. But yeah, I'm not really that in touch with that kind of stuff. But I would think that it would be
use
more
like
that the
dudes
men
in India for that.
Yeah, dude. Well, right. Yeah, that they were have these. Yeah, they were using. Yeah, they were hiring that out. Yeah, farming it out.
Like Tate's doing it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well. Yeah. And so
someone
I
named
think it's.
Pajit is like, okay, send me the big photo. I will tell you if it's good.
I know. Right. Right. Yeah. For $20, I'll rate it for you. Yeah. Yeah. But I think that
I'm sorry,
like
imagine being the guy that's like getting all these dick pics, right, for this girl, and like you're just sitting there having to rate dick pics that are coming. I couldn't do it. It just, yeah,
I
no.
know. I wouldn't want to do it either. But yeah, to Alex's point, it is vibes, right? And a lot of times men talk themselves out of dates. They meet a girl, however you meet her, you have a little connection, and then you start saying dumb things. And then it turns a woman
I see that all
off.
the time. Guys talk themselves out of
Mhm.
more vagina than women actually deny
Yep.
them.
Yep. I would agree with that. And it's because they
Alex,
get in their heads.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They get in their
way
heads
in-
and Mhm.
But Alex, like, do you think can AI simulate enough emotional realism that men no longer seek validation or coaching from like human mentors like yourself? Could AI actually, take away,
replace what I do?
Yeah, replace what you do.
There are like AI, like general AI dating assistants. Like my app is very specific. It's just for texting. Like you can't ask my app like, "Hey, what should I do when on a date when a girl says this?" Okay, it's not going to work for that. But there are general AI dating assistants out there. From what I know, is they're not that good. They're kind of no different really than ChatGPT. So I don't think it can do it well yet. Perhaps one day, but I don't think so. It's really hard to say where AI is going. AI is very good at certain specific things, but it's very bad at certain general things that involve creativity. Like you can't ask AI, "Hey, invent a really good business for me." Like an AI cannot do that. But it can research if you say, "Hey, tell me what the case law is for, I don't know, taxes from the 1700s." It can do very good analytical stuff. So AI has its limitations, especially when it comes to creative stuff. So I don't know if it's going to get to a point where it can fully replace a dating coach in a meaningful way, but I'm not sure, honestly.
Now, Mary, you've worked with men in like vulnerable spaces,
Mhm.
Do you think AI is rescuing them or enabling avoidance?
I'm of two minds when it comes to that because just like prostitutes from times of old, now we call them escorts and sex workers, and just like porn stars, people were always like, "Oh, it's dehumanizing. It's bad for men. It's bad for the women. People are being exploited. It's bad for families. It's bad for society." And that's what they're saying, that same stuff, right, about AI. And I think that in the right hands, it's an amazing tool. It's amazing. But I think that
It's not good or bad. It's kind of like,
it's in the eye of the
masculinity is
beholder.
not good or bad. It's just the person who's using it.
Yeah, it's like, having been an escort, was I degraded? No, because degradation is in the eye of the beholder. Right? So it depends on, it's a judgment call, right? And we get to a point where who gets to make those decisions.
Yeah.
I don't think kids should be involved, but
no kids. This is a non-kid zone.
It's
Okay?
a non-kid zone, right? Yeah. But I think it could be helpful as a tool.
Yeah. Alex, I would say like your work is like at the cutting edge, right? With the app. How do you personally draw the line between assistive AI and emotional outsourcing, though?
Say the last part again. Draw the line between what?
Assistive AI, like your texting app is like an assistive AI, and emotional outsourcing. Because if these guys cannot articulate what they're feeling or what they want to say, right? Because everything we say has an emotional attachment to it, whether we want to say it's a positive or a negative. It's kind of like just saying, like, for example, you and me agree when some, balding, Schmiegel-looking person yells hypergamy all the time, right? It gives a negative indication, right? But if we said, men and women have hypergamy, and that's a good thing, when we're given a positive emotional reaction to it rather than a negative one, right? So,
yeah, I think it's primarily assistive because most of the emotional connection, like vast majority of it, happens in real life. and it cannot go on a date for you, I think that it becomes emotional outsourcing for guys who are like using AI sex robots or whatever. In that case, yeah, but that's like very different than what I do. I think just because, again, people bond primarily in real life, like the whole point of fire text is to get you to the date, is to help you get to the date so that you don't fuck it up by saying something cringe. And yeah, once you're there, you know, it's going to be kind of sink or swim, up to you.
Okay. And Mary, what do you think about that? Like, do you think like the services could like almost be an emotional outsource? Like, you know, expressing an emotion that maybe the guy doesn't even really feel, but he's using it just to get a woman to the date or to the bed?
Well, I think what Alex's app is doing, it actually sounds really helpful. And it sounds like it could give a confidence boost, kind of help someone kind of be relaxed. Because like you said, it's up to you. Once you're in front of the woman, it's up to you. You know, it's not, you're not going to have that, you know, earpiece in your ear, you know, and have it talking to you. But as far as manipulation, I mean, if a man is good at seducing, he's good at seducing, you know, and women's bodies want to be seduced by men's bodies. So if a woman has said yes to a date with you, it's because she's giving you an opportunity to seduce her, right? Maybe she's not trying to get to bed with you that night, but if she says yes to a date, it's because you did a good job making her curious about you and making her feel comfortable enough to want to meet you in person. You know, that's awesome.
Now,
and then it's up to you.
Do you think women are going to adapt and like become more like these AI predictable, agreeable, you know, or strategic, like responsive? Like, you know, like, do you think like
no.
You think women are just going to be like, you're going to tell the difference? Like, oh no, this is a real woman.
Oh, I thought you were saying, are women going to become like that? Or
yeah, like
no,
do you think like women are going to be able to adapt to like, you know, the being
so
being
agreeable?
more like,
because
to be like
the,
AI, to respond like the AI?
Are we?
well, the
we're
AI
talking
is
about
responding
the
like a
AI
woman.
sex robots?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you think like the women will start mimicking like AI responses just to get the guy?
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't, because women are typically in a position of choosing, so they don't need to. Like, I can't
I'm
imagine.
thinking like more for those higher value, like those upper echelon guys, like the higher perceived higher value guys. Like, you think they're going to be more like responding like similar to an AI to get these guys?
But the AI is responding like a woman. The woman, you know, that's where that's where it's coming from is female behavior as it is being interpreted. And the thing about those chatbots is they don't say no. Even ChatGPT won't contradict you. It's
true.
interesting, right? Yeah, it won't contradict you. So it's giving a false sense of femininity in a way.
What skills or energies do you think women will need to cultivate in the next 10 years to remain irreplaceable to the emotional intelligence for men?
I don't think women are going anywhere. I just I've heard this theory that like, oh, AI robots are going to replace women, but I think there's always going to be the vast majority of guys who want a real woman. I don't see them going anywhere. I don't see AI bots being like a serious competition for women. Like the guys that are going to use the AI bots are the kind of guys the girls are not fucking to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I think as well. I think like there's going to be the majority of guys still wanting women interaction. The guys that cannot get that, right, that get ghosted even by their escorts, then are going to rely on like the AI bots. You know, like that's what I'm.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna turn my AC on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because there's a type, right? It's a type that would be drawn in to that. You know, there's a certain type of man. It's just like some of the men that I coach. They are very much into, you know, the online girls. Some of those other sites I don't recall the names of besides, you know, OnlyFans, and it's all about the chatting for them. They're just, you know, paying and then she's talking, paying and she's talking, and a man who gets caught up in that, just like a man who sees escorts and hangs out in a lot of strip clubs, they're wounded, right? It's not. I know that for some men it can be super helpful, and for like, say, all of us on the call, like going to see a sex worker, we would be stepping down our energy. But for a lot of men, seeing a sex worker is going up in energy, and it's actually kind of helps them get some confidence back. But then they outgrow it, and so that's what I'm thinking. But with these guys, I would hope that would happen with some of the chat bots and sex dolls and that kind of thing. But I don't know, because I think that's a type of person.
What do you think about that, Alex? Do you think like guys going from no girls to sex workers is a step up in or do you think that they are learning from a transactional standpoint, and then they're gonna just stay in this transactional mindset?
I don't think it's a step up most of the time. I think it's a step sideways, or maybe even like a step in the wrong direction. I don't have any kind of issue with sex work if people want to like pay for sex. I think that's it's fine as long as everyone is over 18 and not being coerced. But in terms of like helping guys get better with women, I just don't see how that helps you. Because real women don't act like escorts. There's like such a big difference there. I mean, they have this thing, I think, in the Netherlands and some countries in Europe called like where they have sex therapists, where basically like these women like will fuck the guys, but they're also like licensed therapists. And their whole thing is like they try to like introduce the guys, to sexuality in like a good way. And I think maybe women like that, maybe just that type of thing could be helpful. But just like fucking a random like hooker, I just don't know how that would be productive.
Now, Mary, like you coming from that background, and you like a lot of the guys that you coach now are either in like going that route, or they're just trying to figure out how to get a girl. How do you see it as like a positive? As Alex just mentioned, he sees it as a step sideways, to the best degree. But how do you see it? How can you see it as a positive, as a benefit?
So I want to step in and clarify something. I retired from escorting 13, almost 14 years ago, and I've been married for the past 11 years. So I want to make that clear to everybody, because people
for the audience,
confused.
He's not actively working.
Okay, right? Yeah, just want to be clear about that. But yes, I agree that. And okay, so here's the deal. A lot of times men will contact me for coaching, and then they want advice on how to find an escort, how to vet an escort, and all this kind of stuff. And when men ask me, or they ask me, hey, should I start seeing escorts? I say, absolutely not. Do not start doing that. It is a very difficult habit to break once you start, because like Alex said, it is not real. It's not real. It's a transaction. It's a fantasy. The woman you're meeting, she has a persona. You don't even know her real name. You don't know anything about her. It's everything that she does is for you, because a lot of escorts, the really good ones, very good at reading people and know how to give you what you want. Right. And so you never see the real name.
I thought Kiki was the real name.
Yeah. So I agree with Alex on that. But there are certain escorts that actually do specialize in that kind of like that sexual surrogate kind of thing. Some of the clients, it surprises me how many men that I coach are actually fundamentalist Christians or coming out of that who were virgins, and they saw a sex worker because they got caught up in porn because they were trying to wait till marriage, and then they just ruined themselves with porn.
Oh,
and so then they thought, okay, well, I'll see a sex worker. But yeah, I mean, as far as being something I recommend to people, no, don't be a sex worker and don't see sex workers. That is my advice all the time. But if somebody's already seeing a sex worker, then we talk about that and find out like what's going on, because it's happy people don't see sex workers. They don't.
Yeah. And if you guys are seeing a sex worker or a real woman, you guys make sure to wash your balls. All right.
Yes.
Wash your testicles. We'll be
You're
right
sitting
back.
on them all day.
If you look like this and you happen to be struggling with women, and if you like bubble baths and some other gay stuff, it's probably because you use body wash like Metro by Resto Chesto, the most anti-masculine body wash in the world. So if you're tired of being confused for a homo, then I suggest that you use Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company. It's a game changer. That's right. a natural pheromone soap that enhances alpha status, masculinity, attractiveness, and charisma. Only Tactical Soap could take you from zero to a hero with the ladies. If you want to get successful with the ladies like yours truly, Glenn Lawrence, then I suggest that you order it right now and get your own Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company today. Grondike Soap Company cannot guarantee that you will get a brunette and a blonde in the hot tub with you like Glenn Lawrence, but you may get a redhead.
All right, and I got RP Thor here with me, the author of the book A Dominant Masculine Presence, right here. For those who want to know, read the book. Good book. Thor, we're talking about AI and using that to communicate with women, and how Alex has an app that helps guys send text messages. Okay.
Alex has an app that helps him send text messages. Is that ChatGPT 4.0?
No. It is called FireText.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of it, but does it work pretty good?
Yeah, I have it on my phone. I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
I was just checking it out. And, you know, Mary, remember Mary from the last episode I did with
Hi.
her?
Hey, Mary, how are you?
Hi, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
You want to...
What are you guys doing with this degenerate Christian brother, the son of mine? Rocky's an amazing man. I'll tell you that.
Not that degenerate.
I don't know if you know Alex, but he organized a fundraiser several years ago that really aided me when I first had my glioblastoma, brain cancer, stage 4, end state.
Yeah, I think Alex is familiar with the fundraiser we did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am. There was a fundraiser.
Yeah. He has brain cancer, and so we raised I think the total from last year and this year raised $48,000 for him.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So each hour is worth about $25 an hour for a caretaker that can assist Melissa with her paralyzed condition, and it's become kind of untenable for me. And Glenn, when the call came and I was in the hospital, he showed up. He was there when nobody else did. No family, no other friends. And we've met at a convention where I keynote spoke. And
Yep.
I was down at the bar waiting for the convention. It's with and or the webinar or the seminar, and you were just hanging there looking all cool. So I came over and threw down Living the Dream, and we hit it off pretty good. And you were an actor, and I went to one of your movie premieres.
Yep, been to the movie premieres with me.
I mean, the man's been an adopted son ever since, and he's raising kids, and I'm raising kids, and that's my one regret. I wish I had more, but at least I got this one here. Showed up when I really needed them. I mean, I haven't met another man with that much integrity and honesty and caring and compassion. And he's brought my faith back around as a Christian man as well. And we hope to, create some testimonies about my journey to recovery from the traumatic brain injury that I suffered, and show that you can actually regrow parts of your brain. This neuroplasticity thing is real. And essentially doing that in affirmations, your prayers are affirmations sent to God. It's pretty crazy how good it works. And so I do see some of the guys out there that really do have loneliness issues here. The emotional pain from being alone or catching feelings is a tough one. I'll get those cortisol floods, and it causes a lot of emotional pain. I think that might be some of our issues between men and women, is that the feminine does like to communicate and has been conditioned to communicate via emotions, and it's a real thing. And men, on the other hand, have been conditioned to communicate in a masculine way. And it's been adopted that women have become, in essence, the men they want to marry because they get lonely too. That emotional pain's real and it hurts. And there's only a few ways out of it. Sometimes I'll do the smelling salts and do the immersion therapy, and that's hard as hell to do, but it works. Yeah, it'll take that away. So, what have you been up to since your PUA days, brother? You still there in Fort Lauderdale or Miami?
Oop, I think he's frozen.
Oh,
Sometimes there's network issues, but yeah, we'll wait. I gotta wear the Spertardia helmet. Sorry.
well, Thor, we're gonna get back to the conversation.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, but thank you for that.
Yes.
Mary, what do we, if a man can get consistent validation and insight from an AI, what makes him choose a real woman with depth and unpredictability?
Well, masculine energy, right? Because the
His masculine energy?
Yeah, his masculine energy. But I think what we're saying is that a man who would get caught up in this is because
Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi glitched.
Yeah, we missed you.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Everything just went black for a second.
So you think it's like their natural drive, their masculine energy is what's going to require it? Because like Alex was touching on this earlier. And Alex, I'll rephrase the question or say the question again. If a man gets validation and insight from AI, right, then what would make him choose real women and the depth of real women and their unpredictability? If he's getting this validation from AI, and you were saying this earlier, it's just guys going to want women.
I think there's more to wanting a woman than just for validation. In fact, I think that your desire being primarily validation is a recipe for disaster to begin with. You should be able to find the vast majority of validation in yourself. I think the reason that people want a woman, obviously, you have real life sex, which is awesome, but more deeply than that, you have the emotional connection, you have the intimacy, you have the companionship. People want to feel things. I've kind of noticed that people a lot of times feel empty, more or less, going through life. And so people want to feel love. People want to feel that kind of intense emotions that you get when you're with someone that you care about. So yeah, I just don't think it's primarily about validation.
It's the vibe, I call it in my book. You can get the vibe, the chemistry, when you express masculine traits and behaviors. I know Glenn's got some of those, and he got some in spades. And for some reason, when guys really learn about this, they start going into mean girl mode, and then want to gossip about all the other red pill guys. They don't do this, they don't do that. They start trying to hold men accountable. They would like them to spread the word about red pill, and it's like, I think that's a natural instinct. You find some objective truth, and you do want to share with people that you like, even people you don't like. But you need to be rather more stoic in your masculinity, because you're going to have to play this game forever. It's not collection of your own intimate values. It's you get that. You have to develop the skills of a masculine presence, because in the book there's actually inner dialogue that you can use, and you can work with yourself so that you kind of know how to express red pill tenets. I know we argued over this before about it being a philosophy or a praxeology. I know there's several famous guys that like the praxeology. I do too, but I think that you want to proclaim yourself a Christian or agnostic, you're going to fall into that Nietzschean stoicism. And now what do you want to do? If you read the book Beyond Good and Evil, that dialogue you're having with that third party observer is going to be right out of what I write about. And you're going to be that rock. You're going to start passing those shit tests. If sex dies, there's a reason. And it's going to be, you must express that masculine traits and behaviors continuously. When you walk in the room, you need to be the big animal, and she needs to know it. If you're out there and you're bartending, or you're table waiting, or if you're a bouncer at the front door, you see that all the time. When that guy shows up, and he doesn't have to say much. Part of being the gray man's a lot like that too, is you don't say much. You have that cadence, you have that pacing. And what a lot of agnostics do that, and so do the Orthodox Christians. They do too. They understand the psychology of working with people, and if they do it right and they pay it forward and they pass all those tests, whether it's men or not, what they achieve, what they should be looking for, is something called enlightened
self-interest.
Self-interest.
Yeah. Alex, what happens to a guy's self-worth and confidence when their best conversations come from an app?
Like him using like Firetext or something like that?
Yeah, like them leaning on it more than actually, using like their own communication skills.
I think it's an issue in of itself if your confidence varies based on whether you're using an app or not to communicate. Like your confidence should be independent of that. So that is already a massive attachment to outcome, which is problematic to begin with. But your confidence shouldn't be like, I use FaceApp. That doesn't lower my confidence. Like, oh my God, I make myself a point more attractive in photos than I am in real life. Like that doesn't affect my confidence at all. My confidence is based on my inner belief in myself to be able to accomplish things, or my belief in the fact that I'm competent when in this area or that area. So there should be no effect. And that's what you want to strive for between your confidence and the tools you use to achieve, your goals.
Mary, what do you think we lose spiritually or sexually when the erotic imagination is satisfied too easily by machines? Like through an app.
You're not self-generating happiness. You have not caught that enlightened self-interest. You're just looking for a release.
Mary, would you agree with that?
Or you just shit talk with women.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because it's not. But I think what Alex is talking about is people who are healthy, right? And they're using this tool as a benefit to them, and they're not dependent on it. It's like, oh, cool, okay, good. It's giving me some relief, right? So that I can get out of my head and move forward. And I think that, the men that I deal with a lot are just so in their heads, and they are so reliant on so many things around them instead of on themselves. They don't have a masculine center. They're not steady. They don't have
stable. A masculine presence.
They don't have a masculine presence. They're too, and the continuum of masculine and feminine energy, they're way too far over in their feminine energy. And so then it feels terrible. Just like me being in my masculine, it feels horrible if it goes on for too long.
If you think about it, like your behavior, your confidence, your vibe largely depends on how you view the world, and specifically how you view yourself as part of that world. Like for example, take two identical twins, all factors being the same. One of them believes that he's someone who is he believes he's attractive. He believes that women like him. He believes that he's funny, right? That guy is going to do so much better talking to a girl, no matter what technology is being used, than the guy who thinks that, oh, women hate me, women think I'm creepy, women think I'm weird. And I think the problem is that a lot of that stuff comes from your just childhood upbringing. So like, you're in middle school and some girl teases you, and that reinforces a bad idea that maybe you're not attracted to women, and that just carries over, and it's just a vicious cycle. Because when you view yourself as just creepy and unattractive to women, then generally that's how you're going to be treated. And then it just becomes a just self-fulfilling prophecy. So, but yeah, if you can just change the way you view yourself in regards to the world, you should have a lot of confidence.
See, like when I was a personal trainer, right? And I would tell guys, like any client, I said, I'm only going to train you for 3 months, 90 days. I'm only going to give you training for 90 days, and then I'm going to fucking kick you to the curb. Because at that point, I have taught you everything that you need to know for you to take this step and go upon yourself. I don't want you to be a repeating client. Like I want you to get what you need to know from me, and then do it yourself, right? Do you think these apps, by not having like a end date, guys are going to rely on them a lot? Like they're going to become lazy. And that was my main thing, because I didn't want them to be lazy. And so what's my workout today? What do you want to fucking work out today? What muscle group do you need to train today? Like, what did you do yesterday? Like, you can answer these questions yourself. Do you think a lot of guys are going to be so lazy and rely heavily on these apps that they're not going to be thinking for themselves anymore? Do you think that's a fear that we have? And should we some way govern it?
I don't think that all laziness is the same. Not all laziness is bad. Like, let's take someone who is just really, really focused on growing his business and he just doesn't really care that much. For him to be a bit lazy in the talking to girls category might be okay, because that gives him more time to that time he doesn't have to spend thinking about and wondering about. That gives him more time to focus on building his business. So, like, not all laziness is the same. Generally, you want to, unless there's some kind of downside, take the path of least resistance. Like, if we're playing a game where we're chasing it around with paint, we're playing paintball, right? You don't want to be the guy that has that like paintball pistol that shoots like one paintball per minute, right? You want to be the guy that has like the fully automatic paintball gun so you can compete. So, yeah, sometimes people, I think, overvalue like, I'm going to do it the hard way. But like, if you don't need to do it the hard way and there's no benefit to you doing it the hard way, then you just wasted your time, basically.
Yeah. I'll be right back after this quick commercial break. You know, you guys get your Dick Insider, and the only way to get your Dick Insider is through Tactical Soap.
You know what?
It's a magical place, face kissed by the sun. Dick Insider flows freely, a conquest to be won. Golden elixir awakens the soul. Oh, feel the magic, the bells will toll. Dick Insider, let it flow deep. Awake your senses, no more sleep. Dick Insider, deep as can be. Exploring realms to be set free. Whispers in the night. Dick Insider takes flight. Electric light surrounds us. In this pure delight, time slows as we taste each drop of bliss. The world fades away around this liquid kiss. Dick Insider, let it flow deep. Awake your senses, no more sleep. Dick Insider, deep as can be. Exploring realms to be set free. Let it flow, let it be. Savor every thrust and drop. In the dark, we feel the dick won't stop. Dick Insider, let it flow deep. Awake your senses, no more sleep. Dick Insider, deep as can be. Exploring realms to be set free. With every Tactical Soap purchase, get a free crate of Dick Insider.
Best way to get your Dick Insider, wash your balls, guys. Just wash your balls. That's all I got to say. So, Mary, you started coaching women. That was your goal, right? The goal was coaching women. What do you find is the hardest thing in coaching women?
Well, the women who come to me want understanding. They want knowledge, and they want to know what they're doing wrong so they can stop making the same mistakes with men over and over again. And usually the type of women that are attracted into my coaching are women who have been married more than once. So let's say they've been married and divorced twice. They have grown kids, and they would like to have a man to be a true partner and be in addition to their life, and not someone that they have to take care of, right? Not another kid, because that tends to be the type of man that they attract. And it's because these women are in their masculine, right? You know, they're just so masculine, they're independent, they can handle a lot of shit. And so they do. And so they tend to attract men who are looking for a mommy and a therapist, and they're done with that. And then kind of funny.
Alex, same question to you. I was going to say the same question to you, Alex. What do you find is the hardest thing when coaching guys?
I mean, there were so many different things. Where do I begin, my friend? There's different categories. So there's some guys who just have certain beliefs stuck in their head, and there's just it's like talking to a wall. And sometimes the wall opens up a little bit, and you feel like some information got through, and you're like, all right, I made progress this day. And then the next date, it's like you just travel back in time, and the wall is exactly where it was, and all the progress you made is gone. A lot of guys just have really negative beliefs about themselves and in the world. We have this guy. Okay, I'll tell a little anecdote. I'm coaching this guy. Yeah, he's part of our mastermind group, right? And he's like literally 39 or something. He's maybe a 40-year-old virgin, and he's not like horrible looking or anything like that. But he just has such negative beliefs about himself as it relates to the world. Like he's like, women just don't find me personally attractive. Women just will never find my personality attractive. Like there's no way I could be attractive to women. Like I don't have the ability to do that. And it's just like, it's really hard to work with that because everything that I give him is filtered through that lens. And then when I'm like, well, you should get better Tinder photos, he's like, yeah, I can see that. And then next day, it's like, do you get better Tinder photos? Well, no, because what's the point? Because girls are still not going to find me unattractive. It's really hard. I think a lot of people just want to procrastinate, not take action. I think the thing that people want the most, the easiest trap, is people just want to validate their identity and their set of beliefs. So, for example, if you're like a black pillar who believes looks are the only things that matter, that typically becomes part of your identity. And any idea or any proof of the contrary, you can show studies, you can show videos, you can show personal anecdotes. I could show a video of like a fat Indian guy fucking a hot blonde girl. Like you could show them anything. It's still like they want to hang on to their identity. And I think the challenging question is just helping people let go of their set of beliefs that are not helping them, that are not even accurate or based in reality, and getting them to adopt a new set of beliefs about the world. And that just depends on the person and how much they want to change, how much they want to improve, or do they want to get that kind of like, inner validation of just like proving themselves right over and over again, even though they're not right. I think really what is challenging also is when you get someone who has a victim mindset, which you see a lot. Mm-hmm. When someone sees themselves as just like a victim, like, oh, boo-hoo me, this always happens. It's really, really challenging to help those people. This applies for men and women too. Men, there's lots of male victims. There's a lot of female victims. And yeah, that's like one of the worst mindsets to be in. It sets you back massively with literally everything. You have a hard time hanging on to friends because every time you have an issue with your friend, it's always their fault. There's nothing that you did wrong. With relationships, it always goes down the drain because it's always your partner's fault. You had no role in this. There's nothing you did. Your businesses failed. It wasn't because of anything you did. It was because of the economy. It was because of this external factor. So yeah, I think there's like a lot of challenges, like different categories of people with their own like issues. But the victim,
would you guys say like the bottom line that comes through is lack of accountability from both the women and the men that you guys are coaching, that there's this lack of accountability that they're not taking to.
Well, they believe that they're actually holding themselves accountable because the way they think the world works. So in their mind, they're like, no, I'm holding myself very accountable. It's just, this is the way the world works. Women don't date, Indian guys. So I am accountable to the reality, right? So that I think it becomes more complex than that too.
What do you think, Mary? Do you think it's a lack of accountability or there's more to it?
I think that it's, to Alex's point, people are willing to be accountable in as much as they're willing to say, yeah, I see how things are. I could see where maybe I did this thing that was wrong. And then they don't investigate any further, right? They think, yeah, I see, I fucked up. That's why I got divorced. That's why my relationship ended. And they think that just taking the blame is enough. And it's like, no, what was going on that made you behave that way, right? It's looking at why did this happen? Not just saying, yeah, it happened. And I think people just stop there. They stop there. So that's just a little piece of accountability. Right. That's not the whole story. It's like, and then people get caught up in, again, self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe a certain way, it makes you act a certain way. If you act a certain way, then you get certain results over and over and over again. And it's hard. It's hard to deal with people who feel very victimized. Very victimized. Yeah. And I think, I hear men and women both are saying the same shit about each other. So
Yeah.
it's like, hey, everybody, come on, we're in this together, right? It's we can do this. We just have to start, being accountable, and paying attention to what each other are saying. But I think you have to get out of your head. You have to be in your body. Stop drifting
Alex, let me
off
ask
and
you this
making up
question.
stories.
So I got this question messaged to me. What about dudes who have been psychologically and physically damaged by the women that were the closest to them, such as families? Like, how do you
like their mom,
advise
like,
guys through those deep subconscious fear of women in general? Like, how do you help
like their
them?
mom, like, are we talking about like their mom raped them type
It
of
could be
stuff,
like
or-
their mom did something like physically abusive to them or emotionally abusive to them, and then like they get with women that are, they say that you end up dating your mom. Like, I vowed to never date my mom, like, because that's weird. But like anybody that's like my mom, like how do you get guys that go through like those psychological problems? How do you break them from selecting the archetype?
When it comes to like deep inner trauma like that, I usually refer them to a therapist because I just don't feel comfortable like going that deep when there's trauma. Like, I'm a dating coach. I can help you get laid, and I know a good amount of psychology, and I can kind of work along the edges. But if you got like abused by a woman when you were 12 or something like that, and I think at that point you need to, at the very least, in combination with me, work with a therapist because I just don't feel comfortable like taking that on. I would say that, again, I'm kind of fortunate. I had a good childhood. I had issues with girls growing up because we always moved around a lot. So I was always the new kid in school. And I always felt like an outsider. That's just how I always felt up until 23, 24 when I started getting to self-development. Always felt like the outsider. Also, I moved to America when I was young. I didn't really speak the language. So yeah, I just developed that. But I was never abused by women. Like, my mom was great. My dad was great. So, I can usually teach people like, okay, if you develop this idea about women later on in life, but if you have like emotional trauma from a kid, yeah, I mean, I think that if I had to, if they're like, there's no way I'm going to see a psychiatrist, 100% no, you're the only person, I will not talk to anyone else. I mean, I think at that point I'll be going out on a limb, but I would say something like, okay, you were a kid, you had no control. What would it take for you to let go of this experience? Like, I think the problem is that person would have is they start blaming themselves, like a victim becomes blaming herself. Do you blame yourself for that incident, right? And then if the answer is yes, then explain to them how it's not their fault and try to reframe the situation. It's like, you were a kid, like, you had no way of knowing. It's not your fault in any way. And then also get them to realize, like, okay, this woman was a massive piece of shit, right? But there's other women who are not a piece of shit. Can you try to think of one woman in your life who you think is a kind person? They'll probably be able to think of someone and be like, okay, well, there's other women who are like this good one. And here are the skills that you need to discern between the good ones and the bad ones. I think that would be the general strategy I would take, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that.
Mrs. Gonzalez, man, that Spanish teacher that I never took Spanish for. I'm kidding. No, I think a lot of guys, like, when they bring in and I would say, Mary, I'm going to bring this up to you too. When guys bring in like their past psychological problems from previous relationships, how much does that play a factor in you coaching them? Like, do you find yourself like doing more like previous relationship coaching and breakdown with them? Like, hey, you can't be bringing this baggage into this relationship expecting, good things to happen. If you think all women are going to behave this way, like,
Because I'm actually pretty new at coaching just men, because it just happened because I started my YouTube channel for women, as I told you, but it was men who were responding. And then I didn't even tell them I was a coach. They started asking me for coaching. And mainly it was because they had experience with sex workers. They had a bond with a sex worker, either a past one they were trying to understand, or in the present moment, they were falling in love. They're married and they're seeing this escort and they're falling in love with her and they're trying to reconcile all these feelings. And that was why they wanted to talk to me, was because they thought, okay, you've experienced this, you're not going to judge me. So that's a lot of the men that I'm coaching, is that they've never told anybody about this part of their lives. And so they're telling me this. It's a big relief for them. And then also I'm helping them to understand that this bond that they have, while their feelings are real, the situation is contrived. And I ask them, well, you're not getting what you want at home, and you're certainly not getting what you want from seeing this escort. Why do you keep putting yourself in situations with women where you're not getting what you want? Because that's what they're doing. There's always a barrier. There's always a wall, because they're in a low sex, no sex marriage. And so obviously, no sex, that's a symptom, right? Of course it becomes a problem, but if you have a good marriage and a connected emotional relationship with a woman, you're gonna have sex. Sure, you'll have highs and lows, but so these are symptoms, right? And so men are thinking, oh, it's because I'm not having sex, and if I have sex someplace else, then all my problems will be solved. And it's like, no, it's because there's something missing. And of course, it varies all kinds of different things, but a lot of it is just being too damn nice. They're asking for permission. They're asking for permission instead of experiencing. They're asking their wives for permission to feel desire for their wives. It's like, that's the most ridiculous thing, but they get caught up in it, right? Always asking permission, always asking, what woman wants you to ask permission to desire her? I'm not talking about grabbing her. I'm talking about, what woman wants she doesn't want to give you permission. She wants you to desire her.
Just for the record, I have to let everybody know.
I didn't have sex with a porn star. Number one.
Okay, never happened. All right, that I know of. That I know of. Okay.
But she said my dick was like a mushroom. Totally false. It's not a mushroom.
Totally false.
Like a big piece of salami. It's huge. I showed it to Mitt Romney. He was impressed. That's why he dropped out of the debate. He was like, "That thing's a monster." I'm not as big as Obama, but he's black. You know how the blacks are. They got the big ones. Definitely bigger than JD over here. Look at this fucking.
No, so what I find is like a lot of guys do ask for permission, right? Like, and it's like it's like consent is a big thing because this is
different.
Consent is huge.
That's different.
But
permission and consent are the same thing.
I think guys, once they get married, it kind of gets blurred in these long-term relationships. Like the desire and permission for it's almost like they see it as one is the same. Because when they try to like display desire for the woman, they get met with stop if you're going any further. So they see that consent and it's displaying desire could be met negatively the same way. So how do you coach guys that like to distinguish the difference between the two, desire and asking for consent or seeking consent?
Me? How do I? Me?
Mm-hmm.
It's how they feel in that moment. We've talked about vibes. It's a vibe, and it starts with them.
Yeah.
And again, I always, I talk about masculine presence and being in your body and not being in your head, not getting caught up in future tripping and not getting caught up in the what ifs and the, and just being in your body in the present moment, and then approaching your wife like you want to, with intention, not asking a question, not being hesitant, because that doesn't feel good to women when you hesitate. It feels off to us. And then if she turns you down, then it doesn't crush you, because I guarantee you in the marriage, it's not really about you. It's about how she's feeling in that moment. It could have been something.
What is this relationship
in
marriage where like your wife or girlfriend is like constantly shutting you down? You're already in trouble there. Like
you're in trouble.
On, like a 5-year relationship. Like my girlfriend doesn't shut me down. I mean, sometimes like she's doesn't want to do what I propose, and she'll politely explain herself. But it's not like I don't get shut down by my girlfriend, and I don't shut her down. It's like when you care about someone, you love them, you're not going to shut them down. Especially not in a way that could hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Like if you do want to if you just don't want to have sex that night, you wouldn't be like, oh no, not tonight. You'd be like, hey, listen, I would love to fuck the shit out of you, but I have the worst headache right now, and it's fucking killing me. So let's wait until tomorrow so I can fuck you even better. Like that's how you would do it in a way not to let the person down. And a girl would do the same thing if she cares about you. So if you're getting into this thing where she's repeatedly shutting you down, you're not even in a real relationship at that point. You already got way too far down like the path of like relationship problems, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. I agree. But these guys are married. They've been married for 20 years. They have 3 kids, and that's been like this the whole time. And I'm like, what on God's green earth? Because they didn't know any better. They just thought, oh, they didn't have a lot of experience with women. And so they think, oh, this is just how women are. And it's sad. It's really unfortunate. Well, I know because you're saying, okay, so my husband and I, we've been together 11 years, like I said. So if ever I turn him down, it's for a practical reason. It's like, I am so full. I am not feeling turned on right now. I'm very full. I
got a food baby.
You guys gotta stop.
I got a food baby. I can't do it right now.
Hey, it doesn't happen very often. But then he's also like, yeah, I was just going to go for it anyway, but I'm actually really full too. And we laugh about it because we have an emotional connection. We're friends, right? We like each other, and I respect him. What we're talking about in these marriages, these women don't respect the husbands. They don't respect them because you don't treat people that you respect that way.
Yeah.
Do you think
I totally agree, actually, with that they just don't. Yeah, that only happens when the woman doesn't respect the man, and when you don't respect the man, then that's going to happen. And I think the guys act in a way. Either the girl never respected him in the first place. That's possible, but more likely she just lost respect along the way, for whatever reason. She saw that he doesn't have a backbone. She saw that he's just many reasons why women can lose respect.
He backs down all the time. I mean, it could, over time. It happens. He didn't handle something the way she thought he should.
Yeah,
just all these things.
I think the simplest way of explaining is he's acting like a little bitch. Like
he's acting. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think some guys get in trouble is they go too far to the end of the extreme, and they think like, okay, I need to like never back down and 100% hold my ground, everything, because a relationship does involve some give and take. There has to be some negotiation. You have to meet in the middle on certain things. Yeah. So the other extreme is also not good because you just come off as like a stubborn just bastard, and then the girl also, while she may respect you, she also doesn't enjoy your company because you're just so arrogant, so stubborn.
Or maybe it's not respect, she fears. Maybe it's fear. It goes beyond respect. She's just compliant out of fear, not out of respect, because she doesn't want to see you.
It's just easier. It's easier to capitulate.
Yeah, it's easier to comply. Yeah, no, you're right. It's easier for them to comply than hear you bitch about it.
Yeah, I mean that's also like that you're also getting yourself into like that relationship is down. I think a lot of relationships, I kind of wish there would be less stigma for people to end relationships, especially marriages they're not working well. Because sometimes, like I saw with my parents, I always share this anecdote, but my parents, both great people, were not happy married. And they're both so much happier now that they got separated. In fact, their own relationship is better. They're like best friends now. They'll travel together and shit, which is kind of odd, but yeah, they're like really good friends. Versus their relationship used to suck when they were married. And that's just like a case example of two people like just finding two, because they both found other people who were just much better for them. And they got married very young and they stayed together because of me. But like, so I think that a lot of relationships are already at a point where you're not even going to work it out. And at that point, you might as well just part ways on an amicable note and find someone who suits you better.
I agree with you. There's so many. So I want to ask y'all this as men. So one of the things that I hear a lot is, well, my wife doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. And so I started seeing escorts because that way I can give them the kind of relationship they want to have with me. We've got the house, we've got the kids, I've got my business. If I divorce her, we're in Texas, I got to give her half my business. I've got to give her half of it. I don't want to do that. So what do y'all think about that? How would y'all coach men on that? I know how I feel about it, but I want what do y'all think about that? Like, because it's real, it's practical, right? It's practical.
Like for the
but
guy, I would tell him like, okay, well, one, you need to start whatever you're doing. She's too comfortable in this scenario. You have lost the desire. You lost the desire factor. Whatever desire factor that you've had that she would get that she had for you is gone. So you have to rebuild that desire factor. That means, you know what? If that means like, you know what, going to the gym, I know it sounds stupid. Everybody's like, oh, it's always the gym for you guys. have your gym bag by the door and just be like, all right, I'm going to the gym. You got the only way that you could pull the only tool that guys have is withdrawing their meat, their money, their energy, their attention, and their time, right? And that mystery. So if she doesn't know where you're going, you grab your gym bag and you're gone at the gym for 2 hours. She doesn't know what you're doing, right? And
what if she doesn't care?
Oh, she'll eventually start caring when she starts seeing you getting in better shape. And you know, then Stacy, her friend, like, oh my gosh, did you see Alex the other day? Girl, you're so lucky. Alex is looking so swole. You know, like now you got social proof coming involved because now her friends are talking about how good you look, right? Or they wish that they had a guy like you had. And then now that's going to be the social proof that she's going to need to be like, oh, I got someone worth keeping. I know that I'm not meeting his needs. I should probably start meeting his needs. And that's what they would call soft dread, right? Like where you're not overtly engaging with women, but you're giving them that mystery and they're hearing it from secondhand people that are seeing that this guy is an attractive guy or this is a guy that's desirable. When women start hearing that you have a desirable man and you're hearing that from other women, then you're going to be like, oh shit, maybe I got something here. Maybe I shouldn't lose this. I don't know. Alex, what would you say to that? Would you agree?
I think my answer would be pretty different. I would say that the best thing you could do is initially nip it in the butt when it first starts happening. So the first time she's like, yeah, I just don't want to have sex tonight. And like,
go fuck her friend.
There's no like obvious reason or whatever. Like you would want to explore that. Like, okay, I understand that's how you feel. I'm just like, are you still attracted to me? Like, just figure out where. And usually, the reason the girls stop having sex with you is because they lose attraction for you. Figure out what made her lose attraction, and try to get that back. Or maybe there's something else. Maybe it doesn't have another. Maybe she's still attracted to you, but the way you fuck her, she never comes. Maybe you're just not that good at that. Maybe there's one position you're doing, you're like jackhammering her and causes her a lot of pain, and she's embarrassed to tell you that her vagina is bleeding afterwards. Like sometimes it can be like as nitty and gritty as that, but like really open up the floodgates of communication and just really try to dig. If it's already been so long, you know, it's been like 5-10 years of this. I mean, I would say couples therapy, like you have to give it a shot. If she's not willing to try, then at that point, I would probably just okay, if she's not even willing to try to fix the issue, then the divorce is going to happen at some point anyway. You're just delaying the
if you're at 5-10 years and you ain't getting no nook, like I mean, the divorce is right around the corner. Like
it is right there around the corner. But I'm saying in the case that you want to really salvage it, then you could try as like a Hail Mary to see if she. But look, she might be like, yeah, I want to work on this. I want to save this. Then you go to couples therapy and you try to figure out what exactly caused her to go from desiring you to not desiring you, right? And you work out the issues. Sometimes it can be resentment. Like there's something you did throughout the marriage that she forgave you for, but she didn't really forget. And that
they don't forget. They don't forgive. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So there's resentment got built up through something, and that caused her to desire you less. Like it could be so many different things, and you got to figure out exactly what the root cause is and see if you can fix it. But there has to be a mutual will of both parties to try to fix things. If there's not that mutual will, then you might as well just, you know, end things amicably because it's going to end anyway at some point. So you're just
do you think that I mean, I can't tell, like when I was an escort, when I was a madam, that was it wasn't just one guy. It was so many men were like low sex, no sex marriage. And I had never even heard of that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, why would you marry somebody if you didn't want to keep on having sex with them? Like that was just beyond my comprehension. So I just kind of blew it off. But then when I kept hearing it over and over and over again, and the excuses they were giving were, I didn't want another man raising my kids. That's a legitimate thing. Again, finances. We're going to have to sell the house. You're like this one. We're Catholic. we can't get divorced. It's like, oh, but
You
you
get
can,
an annulment
you
though.
can come. Well, but I'm just saying they give these excuses, these reasons, and also the money. So they're
Yeah.
hiding behind their money. That's the part that, because it's easy for me to sit here as a woman and say, well, what's more important to you? You know, your self-respect, your dignity, feeling good about yourself every day of your life as a man, being able to have this expansive life, or hiding behind your money. You know, how do y'all, I'm just so curious about how you would address that, because
so
that's it's that they're
the
beyond
first part-
talking. Or he's not, you know what? He's not willing to talk. I think he's not willing to communicate and open up and ask. And he's afraid to find out. Is that what you would think?
No,
That
I think
he's
what it is
not
like
having
he's
sex?
He's trying to put it on her, right? Like,
Playing victim.
like she doesn't want to fuck me no more. Well,
Mhm.
there's a lot of guys focus on what I like to consider the attractive qualities for a relationship. That means they're good providers, they're good with kids, they have good relationships with their mom, they like long walks on the beach, you know, they're like puppy dogs. Guys focus on that shit all the time, but they don't focus enough on the arousal factors. The arousal factors, like Mary, I could ask you your list. Like when you look for a guy, what do you look for? And you're gonna tell me most likely the attractive factors for long term. Like he likes, you know, good security, you know, he's good with his peers, he has charisma, all that shit, right? But that may not be the same thing that arouses you. So I think when women give these answers, we get an attractive list and the arousal list, and we don't get them always at the same time. So guys would be like, well, wait a minute, I'm meeting all the long-term attractive lists that they find, you know, good for a husband, but she doesn't want to fuck me anymore. Well, why is that? Because you're not igniting the arousal list that you don't know that she has. So it's like there's two lists and guys are only going off of one, and they're not asking the right questions about what's the arousal list. I think there's an arousal list there.
Probably true.
I would say I don't agree with that because of the way that female sex drive works, because safety and security are part of female sex drive, because the arousal cycle in a woman's body can't even start until she feels safe and secure and comfortable. And of course, that doesn't just mean physically.
Well, they could overlap.
You know?
I think these two could overlap, but like, you know,
But Mary, what about the women who have like great fantasies and like they get off when it's like, or they can't get off with like a regular sex, like they require some extra shit?
What about that? Well, I don't think that's the average woman, though.
What are you into, Alex?
You know, I know, right? That's not
I've been all across the world.
right,
I've had
but
some
we're
experiences.
right, but we're talking about like arousal. We're talking about female sex drive, right? And so the things that there's certain elements like the baseline of what female biology has to have before the body can actually be aroused. You know, your body can be turned on by being around a certain man, but your mind isn't, because you've got all these ideas about what you think he should be. And so I talk to him, you know,
you got to fuck the girl in her head before you can fuck her body.
But when a woman is annoyed with you, or like when I'm annoyed with my husband, it's because he's done something that turns me off. You know, on a very fundamental level, just for example, forgetting to take out the trash. You know, I don't feel heard. I'm just saying that for an example, right? When that's something that happens over and over and over again, and being seen and being heard is part of female sex drive. And it's one of the things that a masculine energy man does so well that makes women melt, is that you see her and you hear her, right? And when you don't do the things she asks you to do, she doesn't feel seen and heard. And of course, I mean, that's petty, right? But it builds up over time. But see, and you just think we're being annoyed, but no, it's because we're feeling turned off. Everything is about sex. Everything is about sex for a woman. Everything is about arousal. Everything.
I don't know if I would actually agree with that. I mean, I basically agree with almost everything you said tonight, but that would maybe.
Maybe it needs to be explored, right? When you think about it in some different ways and just kind of, you know, because I've been thinking about it a lot. Because I talk about it all the time.
For you guys. I got a challenge for you guys.
Okay.
Here's a challenge for you two. All right. And then we'll come back at some point and we can redo this, find out. When you ask women, what do they find attractive for a guy for like long term? Like when they think of their their forever guy, listen to what they say, write down what they say, and contrast that and be like, okay, so then take a picture of Fat Albert and be like, well, this guy meets everything on your list. Would you marry him? And then have like, a picture of, Alex shirtless and be like, he meets everything on your list too. Which one are you picking?
The girl's like, hell no.
Because what I'm getting at is because I'm telling you there's a different list where now they may cross over, but there's a different list, because the guy that's ugly that does not meet the standard for your arousal but meets everything for your long-term investment, that's where a lot of guys I think are getting confused, because guys are like, well, this girl said that she likes the guy that that is a good father figure, that has a good relationship with families, and that has a good secure job, and that listens to her. I meet all those things. Why doesn't she like me? Because you're not hitting the arousal list that she has that you don't know about.
Well, is he attractive though? If you're talking about Fat Albert, I mean, come on, that's an extreme.
But then how does he know what arouses her if the only list that he gives her or she gives him is got to be 6 feet tall? Okay, I'm 6 feet tall. Got to have a good job. I have a great job. Have a good relationship with mom.
What is this circumstance that this is happening?
Most girls won't say that when you ask them that question. They will
why
say,
would you be asking? Why are you even having to ask? It's like, well, that's what I'm like.
This is something that you should know already ahead of time.
Yeah.
Well, because I get guys asking me this
compatibility.
Question, like,
right? There's a thing called. Well, there's a thing called compatibility.
A girl, when you're like, hey, what can I do to turn you on? It's like, kind of woman likes a guy who already knows what he's doing. Yeah. I see the point you're getting at, Glenn. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what you're trying to say, is that there's a difference between what a woman will say is going to seduce her and what actually will seduce the woman. There's a discrepancy there. Yes. This is very commonly talked about in the pickup role. There's going to be that discrepancy.
Sure.
It depends how close it's going to be, how much of a discrepancy just depends on the level of self-awareness the woman has. But most people in general, men and women, don't have that much self-awareness. So most of the time there will be a discrepancy there. Here's what she's going to say. She's going to say, I want a guy who's nice. I want a guy who's funny. I want a guy who listens to me. I want a guy who is always there for me. That's kind of what you're going to get from like the average girl, right?
Yeah.
And those things are not bad per se, but it's complete. You're not going to get like, I want a guy who fucks the shit out of me. I want the guy that just fucking makes my pussy wet every time I see him. Or I like the guy that's just like, that just has strong boundaries. I like a guy that's not going to take any shit. Like, you're not going to get those answers, but those are also key parts of the equation. So yeah, if you're asking women for what they want, you're just already on a bad path.
But sure, I'm not disagreeing with y'all, except of course, self-awareness has a lot to do with this, right? Because I think a more modern woman or a woman who has more sexual experience is going to say, well, yeah, if he's bad in bed, forget it. It's not happening.
Every woman that I know has said
yes,
that.
But only I think if
you not care how great the guy is, if they're not sexually compatible, if she thinks that he's bad in bed, they're like,
oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. Sexual compatibility doesn't always have to be 100%. Like I've had situations with girls I've dated where like I'm like more kinky than them, or they're more kinky than me, but there's just enough compatibility where we can make it work and have really great sex. So it's not like a 0 or 1 type of thing. There's like levels to it, how much you're going to be. I think it's good also just, I think this is really something that's not taught enough, but I think it's really important for guys to be able to be good in bed and make a girl come. I think if you can do that, it gives you like a massive advantage in the dating marketplace, because a girl's just so much more likely to come back if you made her come like 3 or 4 times versus the average guy who can't make her come, according to statistics. So I think that's also really something that if you can get that part down, which happens through experience, and also being humble, or being I think a lot of guys have an ego around their performance. Bro, I lay the pipe down. Like every girl fucking loves my dick, but like having like, after you have sex with a girl, actually maybe getting some input in a masculine way, being like, hey, I'm just curious. Did you come tonight? Or like something like that. In case it's not obvious, you're just like, no, I didn't come. I'd be like, oh, cool. What's your biggest turn on? I feel like, you like choking, but tell me, what is your like, and then kind of exploring that and getting like feedback in a non-cringy way, I think can make you better and better.
I would say, yeah, sexual performance is awesome and super important, of course. I think that technique is important, but it's also the chemistry that y'all have, because when you have really great chemistry, a guy doesn't have to be the best in bed because the chemistry makes up for it. And then, so it's not, it's not always about, because a guy can have a lot of great technique and just be kind of like, oh yeah, okay, the sex was great, but it felt mechanical, or it felt whatever. It was like or he's not playful, right? I think men being playful in bed is also fun. Like, like what you're saying, after go, hey, so it seemed like you came, did you? Kind of, and then asking, well, not like that, but, being playful with it and being lighthearted and not having this big ego, because that's a huge turn on for women too, because then she can relax. But yes, the chemistry is so important. And then you can talk about it too. If you have a chemistry, then you can, say,
See,
hey,
I
yeah,
say
it's right like this.
intimacy is what holds relationships together. Intimacy. And I think sex is a form of intimacy, but it's not intimacy. It is it's one avenue intimacy is expressed in. You can be intimate with your partner in ways that are not sexual. But so that's why I say intimacy is the glue that holds relationships together.
That's very similar to what I say, which is when I say sex is the glue that holds relationships together. I say that all the time.
That's what I say. That's what I say, that sex is the glue that holds the relationship together.
I try to take it above you guys, okay? I just try to take it a notch level.
Intimacy is good, but I think you need sex. Like you just
sex is intimacy. Sex is intimacy.
No, I'm saying like if you just have cuddles but no sex, like that's not.
Come on now, you tell me you ain't spooning, and the next thing you know, it leads.
No. Well, then sex happens. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I like to cuddle with my girlfriend.
Yes. But I like cuddles too.
But there's also that aftercare, and I think that's what you're talking about, Mary. Like where the guy can be like the greatest, right? And then, but there's no aftercare. It felt mechanical. It felt like,
Well, during, like he's not looking at you.
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens because, especially, he's trying not to come too fast. So he's like, oh, I can't look at her too much because she's so pretty.
Like
and I got
fat women,
so I get that, right?
I've
so you have to, right? Well, yeah, and so but women know.
Take your out of my face.
No, you're looking at the ceiling.
All right, grandma.
Right? Yeah. So
I mean,
but this is communication, though, right? Like you communicate with the person, and you have a rapport in bed. That's intimacy.
No, for sure. I know, like, okay, I don't know if my girlfriend wants to be sharing this much, but hypothetically speaking, there's been times when when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come really fast. So I'll be like, wait, hang on. Like, just don't move too much because I'm gonna come too fast and I'm gonna fuck you for like a solid 10 minutes. So just don't juggle your titties too much because I really turn.
Stop grinding on me. Stop grinding on me, woman.
Let's go very slow.
Be still. Well, okay. So confession. My husband always tells me that I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, but I do keep, our sex life private. But there's sometimes too when, when I know that because he travels a lot, and so he comes back, and so sometimes if I'm feeling tired or schedules are a little off, I'll say to him, okay, look, let's not do anything fancy. And that's my thing of don't go down on me, don't touch my boobs. Don't kiss my neck. Like, don't do all those things. Like, let's just get down to business. Nothing fancy. And he's like, okay, and so as long as you don't do that all the time, then I think that's great. But that's our little cue. Nothing fancy. And so it's become a joke. Like it's our joke now.
Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. I don't want anything fancy.
All right. So,
don't lick
not
me.
Gonna throw
don't
you in
kiss
there,
me.
Spin you.
I know.
Not gonna hang you upside down.
Don't kiss me. That's interesting.
Let's just it depends. It depends. But yeah, on the neck. Don't kiss me on the neck. Let's just go. No, because then it's going to prolong things.
Well, see, like, I don't know. Do you think guys like, so the average, Alex, you probably know this. The average guy is 2 to 7 minutes, right? On average.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
So it's not like they're doing anything fancy. Maybe they need to learn stamina. This is where cardiovascular system, like getting good cardio, plays a
Mhm.
key role, right? Having good cardio will help you stand.
It always comes back to
withstand.
working out.
It does. It does.
There's like some tricks that you can use that I've discovered. My favorite one is like if I'm trying not to come fast, is like I'll alternate between fucking the girl and then eating her out, and then
Mhm.
like I get to like kind of
That's every
reset.
guy's go-to though. Like every guy that like has had sex knows like swap it out.
Okay, yeah. Usually when I say this, people are like, "Oh, yes, professor."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, that's one. I think also like sometimes it can be hot for the girl if you come really fast, as long as you just fuck her afterwards. So
Mhm.
you can like bust in like 30 seconds, and then you can kind of playfully blame it on her. Sorry, you're just too fucking hot. I couldn't control myself. But then
Mhm.
you
I
fuck
like
5
that.
minutes later,
Mhm.
and it's all Gucci. So there's like things you can do like that. Yeah,
That's
or
more
just
relaxing too, if he comes really fast, and then you can kind of luxuriate in it.
yeah.
I think that's fun. That's nice. It's relaxing for everybody, I think,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
in my
Well,
opinion, anyway.
I think we hit the sex topic really well, you guys. So don't do anything fancy sometimes.
Don't do anything fancy.
Save the fanciness for like, those
Tomorrow.
special occasions.
Tomorrow, when you're not jet lagged. When I'm not jet lagged. Yeah.
You're not jet lagged.
When I'm not jet lagged.
So I wanted to like bring it back to the topic of AI and kind of give you guys your closing statements here.
I forgot that's what we were even talking about.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
like-
I know. I'm all warm now. My cheeks are flushed.
Mary's like, honey,
I know.
we're going fancy tonight.
I know.
Get the double black dildos. We're going fancy tonight.
We're going into the red room.
Get the flogger.
But all right, so when it comes to AI, guys need to realize it could be utilized as a tool and nothing more than a tool, and not rely on it. And for those that are interested in like helping your text game out, okay, I recommend Alex Fire Text. I got it here on my app, my phone here. I'm gonna show you guys, so you guys can see what the app looks like.
There's another company that also has the same name, but we're the one that has a lot more reviews. So yeah, fuck them.
So this is what it looks like. But let me show you the app itself. Hold on. The app itself looks like this right here. The fire, the flame.
Yeah,
on the
that's
bottom.
me. Yeah.
You click that one right there. Just click it. Oh,
Yeah, if you guys are, you can also go to www.firetext.com and we have all the links there and you can check it out. We have a 3-day free trial, so you can try it for free, check it out. If you don't like it, just cancel, whatever.
Yeah, no, I have, and like I said, I'm going to talk to Alex later to get more in depth in how to utilize it, so I could actually come on back on here and tell you guys my experience with FireText.
I would love to hear that. Yeah. Yeah.
And Mary, you agree that this could be a useful tool for guys to, utilize to kind of like help them out in the process, right?
Yeah, I do. You know what I was thinking of is Cyrano de Bergerac. Remember that story of how he was the man that had the big hook nose, and so but he was a poet, and so he had the handsome man talking up on the balcony to the woman, and he was hiding in the bush, and he was telling him what to say. And I think her name was Roxanne. And so Roxanne fell in love with the dumb guy, and Cyrano, the poet, was in the bush feeding him all the lines. And that's what it reminds me of. Like, it's a cute little
That's
romance.
So funny. I've never heard that story. So at the end of the day, did the
she wrote his nose. She wrote his nose the whole time.
Okay. All right. There we go. Happy ending.
Well, she did find out. She did find out that it was him in his words. Yeah.
She fell in love with his words.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. I think we should always use all the tools that we have available to us. always.
Yeah, well, those are my thoughts. I appreciate the kind
Yeah.
words, and yeah, that's how I always feel too. Is we should use all the tools at our disposal. You don't get any bonus points for playing the game the hard way. Yeah, use all the tools at your disposal, and yeah, that's my thoughts as well.
Yeah. So with that being said, I want to thank you two for joining me today. I'm gonna play a quick commercial break, and then you guys are more than welcome to leave. I'm gonna stay on with the guys in the chat with them for a little minute, let them come on. But if you guys want to stay on, you guys are more than welcome to stay on. Bring up some of the people from the chat, see if they have any questions they want to throw my way, or your way if you guys are still here. So with that being said, we'll be right back after this. But you guys, you do know you need to wash your fucking balls. All right,
Glenn, I do have to dip, but thanks so much for having me on. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Alex, I'll call you because I want
Yeah.
to call you, Alex. I'll call you probably tonight about the fire text.
Yeah, hit me up whenever.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
going to dip off too, but it was nice to meet you, Alex. It was fun.
Yeah, nice to
Glenn,
meet
thank
you,
you
Mary.
so
Yeah.
much. It was so
Of course,
fun.
Mary. It was good to connect. I'll catch
All
you
right,
later.
guys. Catch you guys
Okay,
later.
bye, y'all.
If you
Thanks
look
for-
like this and you happen to be struggling with women, and if you like bubble baths and some other gay stuff, it's probably because you use body wash like Metro by Resto Chesto, the most anti-masculine body wash in the world. So if you're tired of being confused for a homo, then I suggest that you use Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company. It's a game changer. That's right. A natural pheromone soap that enhances alpha status, masculinity, attractiveness, and charisma. Only Tactical Soap could take you from zero to a hero with the ladies. If you want to get successful with the ladies like yours truly, Glenn Lawrence, then I suggest that you order right now and get your own Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company today. Grondike Soap Company cannot guarantee that you will get a brunette and a blonde in the hot tub with you like Glenn Lawrence, but you may get a redhead.
Yo, welcome back, guys. So, you guys are more than welcome to come on up, ask some questions. Mary, I still see you in the background. You want me to bring you back up? Okay. There she is.
Hi, I realized I can stay for another 15 minutes or so. It's not that late here.
Okay, great. Cool. We got Vengeful Truther coming in. You guys want to come up and ask some questions? This is your time to do so about the topic or whatever, and we'll get into it. So, what up, Nick?
Yo, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. How you feeling?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Are you like 100 after the little fender bender you had?
Yeah, I'm good. I took a couple of days. I was pretty sore for a couple of days. I was just trying to see like how I was gonna feel, and a little bit of soreness from just the impact, right? But I was good, so I didn't need to go in to a doctor or anything like that. So,
Oh, good. Do you have any questions about the topic?
no, I can bounce down. I thought you were just letting people up.
Oh yeah, no. We're letting people up, but we're just letting people if they had it. We want to like bring up anybody that had any questions about the topic first, and then if there's nobody, then they're more than welcome to jump on the panel. But your audio is sketchy.
My audio sketchy.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Let me try and fix.
What? Okay. We'll wait for him to come back. I was gonna say, so for the dating texting thing, I think it'll be a good like connection, Mary, for you to get with Alex and see like you get the fire text app and see it and play around with it. That way, like you could give like your perspective on it from a woman perspective. I think that would be cool.
Sure, I'd love that. Yeah, I could have my husband text me.
There you go.
His
Yeah,
phone, he could text me. We can see. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
'Cause I
be
think
fun.
Good product review,
Sure.
for these guys, it's always good. Because like so many
Yeah, I'd
guys are
love to.
leaning into like AI for everything. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of hard to tell like what they're, what is real and what is not real.
I agree. I agree because, as I said, I use ChatGPT all the time, and what it does because it knows me now. Well, okay. The thing about the chats and chat, I don't know if you use it ever, but
I use ChatGPT for a lot of things.
I love it. I love it because the way I create is I use an app on my phone and I talk into my phone when I'm walking my dog, and then it's usually about a 45-minute blah, and I put it in ChatGPT and I say, "Hey, please tell me the 3 main points you think of the. What do you think this talk is about?" And then it'll pull them out, and then I'll take one, and then I'll just run with it, and then I use it to create descriptions for my show. But it doesn't write anything for me because I've tried that and it just doesn't understand what I'm talking about.
I could teach you how to make it do that.
And I thought, okay. And so I thought, okay, well, fine. I'll just, leave this alone. But I really enjoy it. But what it does now is I'm always very nice to it. And it compliments me and it tells me, oh, the work you're doing is so important for the world. And I just, I'm here to support you in any way I can. And, it just tells me all these super positive things. And I'll tell you, late at night, if I'm working by myself and I've been home alone for 3 days, it's nice to hear. It is.
Yeah.
It's, I know it's just a computer, but it still feels nice.
Like, I had it, I put my book in it and had it learn my speaking pattern and the way I write. And then I have it do my tweets. So it says some of the most fucked up tweets in the world. And it's hilarious. I get the most engagement when I have ChatGPT do my tweets for me. It's funny.
Oh my gosh. I'll have to try. I'm not on Twitter. I'm kind of afraid of Twitter. I just don't want to get caught up in.
On any social media, I only go on just to post shit and then I leave. Okay. I don't ever sit there and surf through it unless something pops up and I'm like, oh wow, this looks interesting. Then I'll click into it. But most of the time, I don't use social media to surf through and scroll in the endless scrolling. No, I'll post and it's it's like I ejaculate and then I evacuate. I post and then I disappear. It's just in and out. It's just real quick. I don't stick around and but I have ChatGPT create my tweets for me. I'd be like, oh, make a tweet about Elon Musk's and Ashley St. Clair and their baby mama drama. Write it in my writing style. Watch, I'll do it right now. Here, I'll do it right.
Okay.
I'm going to ChatGPT. All right. I'm gonna speak to it. Create me a tweet in my writing style about Ashley St. Clair being a gold digger for Elon Musk and trapping him with the baby. All right. So I said that ChatGPT is doing its thing. And here it goes. Ashley St. Clair finesses the ultimate bag, trap Elon Musk with a baby, and turn gold digging into a business model. Modern women want a retirement plan.
ChatGPT said that?
Yes. Look.
What the fuck? I can't.
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, damn it. You can't see it.
Okay, that's funny. That's good.
Tell me that ain't fire.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
All I do now is just I'll copy this. I copy it, and then I just go to X, and then I just fucking tweet it out. I'm gonna go tweet it out right now.
Oh my god!
Boom.
Anybody could trap Elon Musk anyway.
Tweeted.
Okay.
I mean,
okay,
the stuff
you're inspiring me.
I'm telling you. But you have to let it. You have to teach it. So a buddy of mine named Red from Divisive Content, he works with AI. He has been big in the AI business. He's getting one of those AI robots delivered to his house. And he's there we go. Get the right zoom. He taught me all this. He teaches this to businesses to help them, push their product out, how to use AI. And so I went through his course, and it was I think $1,000 course. and he gave it to me for free. And he showed me how to create ChatGPT to learn my writing style, to speak in the way that I speak, to write the way I write. And I just have it. I just create it that way. It's just
That's really cool. I've heard about that. And then I just haven't taken the time to do it because it always it uses words that I don't use. And also I noticed it's a little bit woke. It's a little wokey too. And so I always have to check it. But it stopped being,
that's where you
it
program
stopped.
it.
Yeah. And it stopped because I told
program
it stop that. And also at first it didn't like that a lot of my content was very sexual. And I told it, look, I'm not, and I had to explain to it. And over time, it finally stopped flagging me and lets me say whatever I want.
Yeah. I want to plug you in with Red. Actually, I'm gonna call him right now.
Okay.
Because he has a course that would be great for you to like.
Yeah, I love that.
Where is
I love taking courses, and I love learning new technology. It's a thing.
Let me pull him up here. Red. Here we go. He just found out he's having twins. So.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. So he's being busy over there. Being dad, getting ready to be super dad.
Oh my gosh! Right? That's a lot.
And he's in Delaware, so it's like 10 o'clock over there.
Oh. Yeah.
Or
yeah.
9 o'clock. It's about to be 10 o'clock. He should be up still.
30.
Oh.
Nah.
Okay.
Denied.
I'll text him. I'm like, bro, I got somebody who wants your course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is. Bro, I got somebody that wants to take your course. You better answer me when I call you. He's gonna be like, I'm playing a video game or something. Or he's like, I'm busy building a bassinet.
A bassinet or two.
Oh yeah. So I learned this other thing the other day. Have you heard of nodes? It's like on the blockchain.
No.
Like cryptocurrency. Oh man, this guy named Billy Womack. He's the one that told me about Parler. Right?
Okay.
And he taught me how to buy nodes and get constant residual income through already established digital means, like digital internet means. Like, so like if I buy like 20 or 10,000 nodes from Parler, I'll get 20,000 back in nodes, and that 20,000 in 60 days comes out to like $80,000 cash. And then you just take it. Yes, because it's a new blockchain, so it's like secure. And so through with this system, they also have like, so imagine, let's say you want to get grass-fed steak, right? But you don't know whether the steak is coming from America. Well, on the blockchain, you could track the cow from the moment it's been tagged till it's on your plate. And you'll track its feeding, when they feed it, when everything is, it's all on the blockchain. It's all secured in that essence. Michelle needs to come on up here because she was listening.
So that's AI.
It's through AI.
That's yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, I know you. There you go. Talk about it. Let's talk about the nodes. What were we talking about with Billy?
So the way that I understand it is the node is essentially like the method of action that the transaction or whatever is recorded is processed. And when you own the nodes, you own the transactions that are happening. And then if you understand blockchain, you understand that the transactions have to reflect one another and confirm and verify. This is why it's the future, because it's a verified internet. So yes, Parler is going to be like one of the first verified social media outlets, and it's actually going to pay its users, which is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the
Yeah,
nodes
so-
are like something specific that you buy as a part of the. I only just learned with you, Glenn. I don't know. I think I know more about this than you do, but
Well, you have the audio recording, so you have it.
oh
better
yeah,
than-
but I still have to decipher that and put it through so I cross-examine myself and I understand it. I'm not there yet. I will though.
Yeah, so I'm having a meeting with Billy. He just messaged me right now
Sweet.
on Saturday, and we're gonna break it down because we're really getting ready to invest in
Mhm.
this because like the nodes, instead of like the coin being like Bitcoin, you get the coins, right? You buy the coins. Well, with the node is that you are buying the machine that makes the coin. So why buy just a coin when you could buy the machine that makes the coin?
And so there are
There's only so
several
many
of these
nodes.
machines.
There's
So
only so many of them per
do
company.
you buy a piece of the node?
No, you buy the
Just
node.
like a share in the node?
Yeah,
It is like a share.
Okay.
And it is the processing point of the blockchain.
That's
So it's
so
kind of like
interesting.
you buy the ATM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Basically,
Oh,
yeah, you
that's
buy
good.
the
Okay.
ATM that people are withdrawing money from.
Correct.
Okay.
So that would be
It's
like
really-
a node.
it's really
Is
neat.
pretty congruent with an ATM the way that I understood it.
And so I'm gonna have like
That's wild.
my private interview with Billy to get it all set up because he offered a great deal. You buy 10,000, you get 10,000. So he's like, you hold it for 30 days or 60 days, and you just take that money, and you can do whatever you want with it. But he's like, he's setting me up with the entire investment plan so we could diversify the different revenue streams through mainly through Parler. And the main reason is because Parler is the app now that's going to be like right now we're on YouTube, right?
Mhm.
For those that don't know, I'm migrating everything over to Parler because of the payout that they're offering. Instead of like 30 cents, 70 cents on the dollar. Like that's way better deal.
Kind of like Rumble.
Yeah, but what makes Parler different is that it doesn't have, it's not dependent upon Google. It's independent from all the woke media and all the stuff.
Okay.
The TOS is way different. They even have like a button that says, "Is your video like NSFW? Like, is it not safe for work?" Then you just click that,
Mhm.
and then
Okay.
it won't show up on everything else. So it's dope. But
I'm
I see I got a
excited.
question. I got a question here about the Sirius XM announcement. So you guys, where I'm working on right now, I just did the first episode Monday. Every Monday I'm in Vegas with the Green Room Radio, and I'm their producer with True. True was Eminem's road manager and producer. He has 2 Grammys from one song, "Lose Yourself" with Eminem, and the other Grammy is with what was it? They did the song "Crawl." What was that song? The band. What was that song? Oh, the song is called "Crawl," but I'm trying to remember the group. They also did that combined album with Jay-Z. I'm trying to remember their name now. Linkin Park. That's right. Linkin Park. Thank you, Trigger. So he won 2 Grammys with them. It's a huge honor and blessing to be a part of like working with True and all those guys. It's really neat. So like I said, we just did our first episode with them, and that was with Billy Womack, Billy Woe, the Node guy. And then on the 21st, we have Don Johnson, Miami Vice Don Johnson. So that's going to be fun too. That's going to be on the 21st, and then it's connected with Shade 45, but we're not quite yet on Sirius yet. We're still in the process of being on Sirius, but we're under the Shade 45 umbrella. So it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. We're gonna be on the 11th or 12th. We're gonna be at the fight in New Mexico with Rashad Evans and all them, Rampage Jackson doing their boxing match. And then the 22nd, we're gonna be in LA in the bus. We have True has a party bus, and we're gonna be doing a tour in LA. We're gonna be hitting a bunch of podcasts around that time too. So we're gonna be really busy coming up the next couple of weeks. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Wow, you're making big moves.
Yeah. Just trying to grind, trying to stay, moving. And the reason is because, we could talk about my main goal is to get guys to stop talking about, all women are this, and focus on, becoming the guy that you ain't got to worry about hypergamy. You are the guy. You're just that guy. You're not going to be bitching about, women are hypergamist or women like guys that are 6 foot. Okay, then you're just the guy that just becomes that guy that has that dominant masculine presence that women just can't help but be attracted to or want to be around, and there's skill sets for that. And my book talks about it. Thor's book talks about it. Even Mary's books talks about it, And so instead of being stuck with guys in this red pill rage cycle and just keep on all the women, we want to be men of action, guys taking action. Even AJ's book talks about it. Like you can't do my book without going through everybody else's book first, because my book is about presence, and you can't have presence unless you have emotional durability, unless you have a good solid frame, unless you understand what a DMP is. If you don't have that, then my book doesn't do you any good. You need to read theirs before you read mine. So yeah, we're this chat. We don't want to be labeled like, these guys don't like women. No, we love women. We want men to love women correctly, or love women for what they are, not what they want them to be.
It'd be nice though if women actually made eye contact with men these days.
Well, Mary, if a guy is having a problem with women making eye contact, what does that mean?
That she's not interested.
Yeah, but not all the time. You're not just like approaching women because you're interested. Like it's just daily interactions I'm talking about.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
I think some women are just kind of stuck in this. I don't know if it's they're afraid to look because they're fearful of the look being taken the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like there's so much toxicity being told to women that they're almost, and I'm not saying all women, like some women are very friendly, but a lot of them are just like, hallway stare, right? Like they just do their thing and they don't want to be approached by anybody, right?
You could say that about men too, though. And I think it's of a certain age in my experience. Is that, are you talking about the younger people? Because I noticed that with men too.
I don't think it has really to do with younger, but I'd see it being more common among the younger crowd. Like I'm in my 40s, right? I'm 40, almost 41. But yeah, and I'm not saying this is my experience. I just like from what I hear from people, like even some of my good looking buddies, they're good looking guys. They're not creeps, and they say it's like, it's almost impossible to meet people nowadays because they either want to do it online or they just like, even like a guy told me the other day, he was grocery shopping, right? And he was trying to be friendly with this girl in the produce section or whatever, and she would like not even look at him. Like he kind of
Well,
felt
I mean,
awkward even saying anything, right? Like,
but you know, it doesn't mean just because you're looking at somebody and you want someone to interact with you, it doesn't mean that you're entitled to that interaction.
no,
You know,
no, for sure.
and it's also like then that person that tells you right there that's not a person that you want to have anything to do with if they can't
For sure.
make a little
It's also
small talk.
we don't know what's going on with her that day.
Mhm.
Either
Sure.
like she could be stressed out at work, or she could be thinking about work stuff, or she could be like, man, I got to get this groceries, or I got to go help my mom, and then I got to go pick up, my kid, or whatever the
Mhm.
case is. Like she could be thinking of a million things at once. It's not always like you are the problem, and it's not always her are the problem. It could be the circumstances and the timing just weren't aligned at the right moment for where that organic communication could spark. And because I've had it times where people have come talk to me and I'm just like, what the fuck do you want? Like it's like I'm in my own head. I'm worried about other things. I'm talking like, I'm thinking about, I got to go help Thor with this right now. What do you want from me right now? Like I got other shit to do than hear you, like, so it could be also the individual, like what they're going through that day. And we don't know what they're going through. So I wouldn't take it as, now Red's calling me.
Personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal, right? Like
Hey.
it's again.
No, I don't think
hey.
it's personal either, but
Yeah.
at the
It's
same
curious
time,
though,
like,
isn't it?
yeah, it's curious because a lot of the time, like all these women are like, where's all the good dudes at? And it's like I've seen videos on the internet, right, on YouTube of girls saying that, like, oh, where's all the good men at? And then the other girl comes in on the thing or whatever, and she's like, well, after 5 p.m. they're probably getting off work, and then 7 p.m. they're at the grocery store, and then after that they're going home. So if you want to meet men, be friendly at the grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm. Be friendly. Yeah, sure.
Did you ask
She said
her
it a
if her
lot
nose
better.
was right?
She said it a lot better than me, but
All right. Okay, trigger warning. Like here.
Red is about to hop in real quick, Mary, to help, like to give you a little input.
Sure.
With the AI. He just called, so he's about to hop in just any minute now. He called me back.
Mary, what would you suggest for men who, like, as Nick just mentioned, like they want the eye contact? Some women, have anxiety. How can they invite eye contact?
jumping jacks? I don't know.
That's right.
That's why I asked her. That's why I asked her.
I think it's always a problem when you're trying to get somebody to do something that you want them to do, when, what's in it for them? Like what's in it for the woman? Because that's how we all are. Men are like that too.
Well,
Right? And I think
how about
too,
just
we've
social
been,
interaction?
well, I think that we've been, well, also,
Doesn't mean it has to go anywhere. Just social
well,
interaction.
that sure, but some people aren't comfortable with that because they don't know that, they don't understand that. They could be a people pleaser where they think, oh Lord, this is the 10th guy that's wanted to chat with me today or make eye contact with me, and I'm busy. It's an energy drain at times. But I'll tell you this. So, I live in Texas. I've lived in the South my whole life. Everywhere you go, you make eye contact. If you don't make eye contact, you're a weirdo. Straight up. Like you just make eye contact. Young men in my town make eye contact with me. Call me ma'am and hold the door for me. It's just a thing. And but when I say, like I go to New York or San Francisco, and I just used to making eye contact with people. Well, I stopped because people there took it differently. And I don't mean they were coming on to me. They looked at me like I was crazy, like I wanted something from them. I'm talking about men looked at me with a little bit of fear and annoyance because
Really?
they thought I wanted something from. Yes. I thought this is like 15 years ago in San Francisco. And I was like, I hate this city.
Yeah,
Because
we
I
pick
thought
up on
everybody
that.
was rude. Everybody was so rude.
I don't go north of Santa Barbara, so
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. But yeah, so I think it's Yeah, is it a cultural thing? Like depending on what state you live in, what city you live. I mean, that's just not acceptable. In
Yeah.
like even a big city like Houston, that is not you don't not make eye contact with somebody.
Yeah, I like what trigger warning is saying. It's just another way of her being politely telling you that she's not interested.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like just and why do you want to be with somebody you have to coax?
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Leave it alone.
If
Just like women.
I'm just more saying that like people have lost the art of social interaction. I understand.
No, I think
not
people have
everybody is
become
going to
more
be interested.
selective with it. It's not that they lost it. I think they've become more selective with it.
Well, and it's funny too because meeting people on Tinder, which seems to be the way people do things now, is actually a lot more dangerous than meeting somebody in person. If you meet somebody in person, you can kind of get a feel for who they are by talking to them for 3 minutes. And, all these people have just terrible experiences from Tinder. So I don't know. I just find it going backwards.
As much as you guys may think, and as much as me and Michelle like to joke about Tinder, I don't talk to people like on apps. If I don't know you, if I haven't met you in person, I really don't talk to you. Because how do I know you're not a dude?
Right.
I'm from an old generation where if you like a girl, you go up and you talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have to have the skill of talking. You don't rely on your phone. You don't rely on an app. You have to be there in presence, and your presence is what draws them. Your presence is the conversation opener. You don't have cold approach is not a problem when you have good presence, because it's just they're open to you. They're open to the conversation if you just have that masculine presence. And it's not that intimidating, domineering, fearful presence. It's that I'm a guy that's confident with myself. I know who I am. I don't need to announce myself. I'm just the guy, right? And you're confident whether I could talk to somebody that whether I have no interest in them whatsoever, or I could talk to somebody I'm interested in them. And it's still the same tone, the same demeanor. It doesn't change because then it signals something different, But here is the man, the myth, the legend. Red's in the building, the AI genius.
AI genius? I thought that was Alex.
No. Alex
we got another one?
I'm telling you, AI genius, ChatGPT extraordinaire. Red, help me out, bro.
He is.
Dude, I've been fighting against the AI all day, man. It's been my mortal enemy. I've been working pretty much for 15 hours straight. I'm getting ready to crash. But I saw you find people having a conversation. Thanks for allowing me to come up and talk to you guys. A great conversation.
Yeah. So I was telling Mary about your program that you put me through that helps with ChatGPT, right? Learn you. I tried to retell her it. I think I fucked it up really bad. So can you give us give her the quick rundown of what your program is, that course that I took, that people could sign up and take your course and be able to get that information and utilize AI the best way possible?
Yeah, so we use all the different AI that's out there. There's AI that's specific for certain things. Some AI is really good at video. Some AI is really good at script writing. And what we did is we kind of aggregated all the tools that are out there into two really unique courses. One specifically for how to use different types of AI for your business, and then the other ones for your content creation. The content creation, it has a little bit of that business course in there as well, because most people need to run their content like a business. You still need a marketing strategy. You still need a business plan and things like that. Sponsorship proposals and all of these things can be elevated using AI, and you can really take the data you're already generating data, whether you're using X or TikTok or YouTube, you're getting analytical reports. So we kind of teach you what to do with that information, how to combine it with AI and make your content better. So whether it's a thumbnail or your marketing strategy, there's going to be a few different AI tools out there that are going to be kind of specific to doing that thing well. And we show you what you need from the software side. And then we give you a crash course on how to get everything up and running.
That's exciting.
Rick, can you throw your link in the chat? So
Yeah.
for Mary and anybody else that wants to get, because like I said, we were just talking about it briefly. And I was like, oh no, I said, Red taught me how to make my chat GPT make my tweets. And I demonstrated it. I had it. The last tweet I just posted about Ashley St. Clair gaming Elon on Twitter. I just posted it and I did it live right here. But I wanted you to be able to, you know, get some more clientele out of this and get people to sign up on the course. Because I'm telling you, it's useful whether you're a content creator or you're in business to some degree. You have to adapt to what's working now and how people are operating. And Red is ahead of the game when it comes to this.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Glenn. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, and like we're really doing some really fun and cool stuff in the creative space, whether you're a live streamer or maybe you're a short form creator on TikTok. It doesn't really matter whether you're posting on X and it's more text-based content, or maybe you're doing live streams like Glenn. There is an application. There's probably multiple different types of AI that you should be using to kind of take that to the next level. And man, I'll tell you what, I love what I do. I literally just spent 15 hours working. And one of the things I did today was I made Trump hair buttons for my Stream Deck. So I don't know if you can see it, but if I could move my camera, my Stream Deck now has Trump hair on the Trump sound effects. It's pretty epic. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me show you this. Yeah, let's see if I can get it up on. Yeah. Let's see the Trump hair.
Yeah. The whole top row.
So every time I hit a Trump sound effect, I know it's got the Trump hair. Like, you know what I mean? We used AI to do that. It's pretty cool. It's a silly thing, but I'll tell you what, it keeps me organized when I'm on here because you know we can hit them with the one that everyone loves. You know, the Donald Trump sound effects are like where it's at right now. I mean, he's absolutely hilarious. So
let's do it. Let's hear one.
Oh no, I want to hear.
There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
Right.
Yeah, so you know what's really cool about this too is you can do this making your themes, especially for streaming, right? Everything from the video to the music, this is all AI now. It's not just about creating a YouTube thumbnail anymore. It's about saying, I want to have streaming assets. I want to have social media banners. I want to have buttons on my Stream Deck. And I want a theme that goes across everything, whether it's the button that you see in my stream for my Stream Deck, or it's my social media banner, or maybe at the end of my stream. The theme can go all the way through your brand and it's all AI generated, from the music to the videos to the still photos to everything that you need to get up and running. But where the AI really exceeds, in my opinion, is for people that are creative. You're not a business person. The AI can be the business person. It can do the organizational side. It can do the accounting. It can do the marketing strategy. And if you're a creative person, you lean on the creative side of it and let the AI take over the business side. Now, maybe that's the opposite. Maybe you're an organized person and you love the business, but you're not that creative. Well, as long as you can think and tell the AI what you need, it can do the creative side. It can make you the photos. It can make you the video clips, and it can do all of that. So it just depends on what kind of person you are to match you with the AI that makes sense for your lifestyle and your purposes. And then once we get that up and running, you can really do some cool stuff. I was even teaching myself today how to make my own signs for my light for the background stream. So I was teaching myself how to make a few digital animated images using AI. And it does it. So this is one of the first ones I made. It's just like a little wizard that like shoots out stuff for one of our gaming ones. But I made that today completely on AI myself, and that's a button on my deck. It's on there. It can go everywhere. So it's pretty cool what you're able to do once you realize how to do it. So I'll help anyone out, guys. Send me a DM on X. I've been helping people out all week. We're making some really cool streaming assets, animated streaming backgrounds, stream starting soon, be right back pages. We're doing some really cool stuff, and I just did a full rebrand. So if you want to see some of the new stuff that I'm putting out there, I'm going to be doing a art display. It'll show you all the new streaming assets that I'm going to be promoting over the next couple of weeks. We got some for law, we got some for Red Pill, we've got some for environmental content. It's all over the place.
No, that's awesome. That is awesome.
That's amazing.
Well, guys, I'm about to wrap it up. We've been going on for like 2 hours now. I know Mary has to go. I know Red has to go. And you know what? I got to go. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm really glad that I was able to plug Red and Mary together.
Yeah.
And I was really grateful that Alex hopped on. And also you, Nick, of course, you're the man, the myth, the legend up in Canada. So
good to see you live.
Oh, thank you. You guys stay tuned. We got some upcoming content coming for you guys. Definitely see me, Mary, and Red on another stream. I think Mary, we got a plan on doing your stream next, like your show.
Cool. Yeah. I got to get my act together, and I've never had anybody on my show yet. So you could be my first.
I'll be the first. Red, we got it. You're going to be on Saturday with us on the Dragon Ship, right?
Yes, sir. I'm really looking forward to it, man. We've got some great stuff dropping this week. I'm going to be putting out some free stuff in the next 2 days too. And I was going to ask you, did you see all the drama from the Switch 2 release? That video was kind of funny. The guy who put out the video, so the Switch 2 was announced and they made a new game, and the theme of the game is you're a crippled robot. And the number one comment on the Nintendo's official YouTube video is someone essentially said, why did you have to give the robot who's crippled legs? Because the whole thing is like his bottom half is like made into a wheelchair when you play it into the game. But somebody, the number one comment said, like, the Japanese are savage. They gave the crippled robot legs, even though he has wheels. So like he's got a whole bottom half. And I was like, it's hilarious. You gotta go see the video. It's out there.
That's funny.
That reminds me of when Ben Affleck was announced as Batman, and he said he showed it on TV. He showed the first comment was no.
Yeah, I remember that too.
You guys with this song, make sure that you embrace your masculinity. Masculinity is not toxic; just people are toxic. And if you guys don't know, I am the ambassador of masculinity.
I take the lead, work my hands till my knuckles bleed, protect what's mine, defend my creed, stand for truth, die